nearly every element of my life changed for the better when I started paying attention. From how my energy levels were, how stable I felt emotionally. I'm Autumn Smith. I am a mom and a wife. I'm also a doctor of holistic nutrition and someone who's deeply passionate about the power of food as medicine. I started paying attention to food very young because I was a ballerina since the age of 4. And as I got older, I learned that food is calories, to eat as little as possible, basically. The quality of my food didn't matter. It was just the amount. And then I started dancing professionally, working for Tracy Anderson.
Hi, my name is Autumn and I'm here from the
That became a really intense schedule for me, and my body kind of reached a breaking point where I was looking bloated after meals. I had breakouts and anxiety, and my husband, Chaz, wanted to help me fix it. And so we went to a few doctors in LA, and they told me I had irritable bowel syndrome, something doctors had told me about a decade ago, which doesn't really tell you much because it just means you have digestive issues that no one really understands. Chaz just decided to get online and see people using food as medicine, and it was a revelation at that point that there might be a connection between food and digestive issues. And I didn't believe it, but we just eliminated processed foods from our diet for 30 days. And after a decade of suffering, the food was so impactful, I felt like a new person. And then over the course of the next year, my mental health changed dramatically. And it was such an impactful transformation that I decided to quit working as a celebrity fitness trainer and go back to school so I could fully understand and then facilitate that same transformation for other people. The idea for Paleovalley came about because my last assignment as a Tracy Anderson trainer was to go around the world on a tour in 2012 with Jenifer Lopez for 7 months. So just prior to that was that moment when I learned how powerful food could be for making me feel amazing. But as you might imagine, we went to over 40 countries, 60 cities, 78 different shows. We were in 2 countries a day sometimes, and finding high quality food. When we went to Venezuela, for example, I couldn't even leave the hotel. And so I was eating whatever I could find, and it became really difficult. And so when Chaz came to visit me in France, he brought me all of these grass-fed meat sticks because I was like, well, at least I could have high quality protein. And he brought them over and they still upset my stomach. So when we got back to the United States, I decided to go on an investigation, find out what was that ingredient in the beef sticks that might be causing my digestive issues. And I learned about encapsulated citric acid because I called like 200 different manufacturers and they told me about it. Essentially, it takes manufactured citric acid. Now this is different than lemon and lime citric acid, right? That's from a natural source. 99% of the citric acid you see on labels today is manufactured citric acid made from black mold, often genetically modified corn. And then they coat that ingredient in ultra-processed oils, many times it's seed oil, to create this little ball that they then put into the meat itself, and that hydrogenated oil on the coating just keeps it from melting until it reaches a certain temperature. And then it melts right into the stick and it drops the pH to preserve it. There was a paper, a recent case report, where citric acid in its manufactured form was causing digestive issues and inflammation for certain people. Now that's just the citric acid portion. I think seed oils and hydrogenated oils, these are new fats that our bodies aren't used to processing. Many experts link them to inflammation, increased oxidative stress, but I do think it's an ingredient that if you eat over time, it could be causing issues for some people. And what I wanted to do was, how could we do this without that ingredient? Now, we looked back to what our ancestors had been doing, and that was fermentation. And so it wasn't something that most beef sticks manufacturers wanted to do because it takes 4 times as long, it's not lucrative, and we decided we're gonna create the cleanest, highest quality meat stick on the market that has 0 unnecessary ingredients or potentially problematic ingredients that could negatively affect someone's digestive tract or inflammation levels. And that's what we created, our Paleovalley 100% grass-fed and finished meat stick. We fermented them, which is an age-old process that simply involves carbohydrate substrate and bacteria. Essentially, you introduce probiotic bacteria, they eat the carbohydrate substrate, and then they produce lactic acid, and then that drops the pH and preserves the stick without the need for encapsulated citric acid, the ultra-processed seed oils, and the manufactured citric acid. So you can do it completely naturally in a way that it's been done for centuries. We had no idea how popular this product would become. I, of course, attracted people like me who had gut issues. And when they had our sticks, it was gut friendly because the fermentation process, it breaks things down, even creates new nutrients. And so it's incredibly nourishing to the gut and really easy to digest, especially for people with any sort of gut damage. And it's also juicy and tender with a snap, so it's not tough. Your body doesn't have to work overtime to break it down. It's gut friendly in every sense of the word. That transformation from who I was before and the way I felt after I changed my diet was so powerful for me that I wanted to give that away. And so we created Paleovalley with that intention. How do we create the tools, the foods that would allow people to choose health, vibrant health, every single day in a way that didn't take over their life, in a way that supports working moms or people on business trips or just anyone who didn't want to spend all their time inside their kitchen. It was such a powerful feeling that I didn't even know was possible that I wanted to give away.